Hi, welcome back to my studio. I'm Teryl with TerylLoy.com. I'm here today with my little sweetheart, Taryn. Today we got some more templates to show you. I want to start by revisiting the piano key templates. We did these quite a while ago. There's a video up online about these. But what I want to do today is show you how we could use these as a background fill. Okay, so here's the piano keys. They are slotted piano key templates. I have two sizes. This is a 2-inch slot, so meaning from slot to slot, it's 2 inches. I make this one in both the 3/8 thickness and the 1/4 inch thickness. This one, the 1.5 inch from slot to slot, I can only make this in the 3/8 thickness. Unfortunately, I don't have this available in 1/4 inch because the little bars here, the pieces in between the slots, it's just too flimsy on a 1/4 inch thickness. It really doesn't matter because even on the 2-inch thickness, if you want 1-inch spacing, it's very easy to do your first iteration and then put these edge lines down on what you just sewed and go again. So this really will get you a 2-inch spacing or a 1-inch spacing very nicely. We'll go ahead and use this with the 1.5 today only because I already got my grip tape on it, and you all know how much I really like using grip tape on the back of my templates. So I did go ahead and did one for you up here as a sampler. I just threw in some stars as we did that in a previous video also. And then I put the piano key behind it. I thought, what a nice compliment, very patriotic. So let's do it together down here with my larger stars. Okay, I secured here in the upper corner behind this row of stars. We're going to do these big stars. And here's my template, just so my lines don't line up with those up there to confuse that design, even though this isn't a real, this is just a sampler. I'm going to just line up here, just so I'm offset from the lines up above. So, with these tools, you line the two outer legs up with your ditch or just off the edge of your quilt. But this is how you determine if you have your template straight. It's by lining these two up with a straight line. So I know I'm off the edge of the quilt. Well, I'll bring it back on a little bit. I'll tell you what, we'll do it this way. I'm going to take that out of the way there. I'm going to line the top up there and there. So this is where my first line will be. So I'll sneak in there. Now this is double quilting, and so this is where you probably want to use a little bit finer thread, or just keep that in mind based on what you're quilting around. You don't want these lines to overtake the design you're putting a background behind. So you might go to a thin thread. All right, off we go. We're just going to come down, just kiss our design, and go back up. Just barely tap it. And then you should be able to slip by in your ditch without moving the template and come by the next one. And just kiss. That is why I say this one's an easy one. You can very quickly just duck in here and put a background down. I do make these templates with 2 different size slots. Some of the long arms have a little bit wider hopping foot than others, so there's medium slot widths, which are very standard. Those are true 1/2 inch hopping feet, designed for true 1/2 inch hopping foot. But for those hopping feet that are a hair bigger than a 1/2 inch, I made a large. So if you are interested in these online, just notice that when you go out there. They come in 2 sizes. Okay, tap, go back up. Now I would just move it. I like to just put the previous line in the middle of the last slot. Gives me an easy way to line up and go again. All right, we'll just do it. Well, we'll finish this whole template. Notice how with that grip tape on there, I hardly have to put any pressure on this at all. It just really sits there very nicely. I won't do the whole border now. Let's go ahead and cut this and just go do the bottom. Actually, what I could do I'll put an in-between line in there just so you can see how easy that is. You want 1 inch density, all we do is come back. I probably could have come back where I was from before, work backwards and not even cut my thread. So these etch lines right here, there might be a little faint in the camera, but there's an etch line in the middle of each one of these prongs. I'm going to put that right on top of where I already quilted. Right there. That gives me my spacing. Move that foot over here. Get back up, line those 2 legs up, and down I go. So no measuring. You don't have to figure it out. It's all figured out for you. Oops, I just moved my template a little bit. All I have to do is glance back at one of those edge lines and line her back up. There, we'll leave that undone so you can see the contrast. 1 inch spacing, 2 inch spacing. Gives you a feel for what you might like. So to do the bottom, all I would do, and especially if this is off the quilt, I'd be really lazy here and not even cut my thread. Come down to the bottom and do it again. And off we, whoops, turn it this way, line these prongs up here. But right now my foot's in the way, so I'm gonna bring her down. There she is. So there's my first line. Now if I wanna make sure if it's exactly even up there, I could just use my etch lines to make sure I lined up. See, there's an etch line at the end of each one of these slots too. So I could place that right down on top of the previous etch. Okay. Looks like I'm just gonna miss that corner of that star. And there we are. I'm sure you have the idea. So that really is it, but you can see how nice this would look. My other favorite place to use this is behind cathedrals, like when you do cathedral windows down a quilt. It's just beautiful to throw these in behind there. I'm sure you've seen that a lot on others' quilts out there. Well, I hope this is useful to you. Have fun. Thanks.